Good morning, everybody. Surprise! I know that my hair is not exactly perfectly black like it naturally is. It's a little bluer than I expected, but hopefully within time it will be. I gotta wave to somebody. Hi! There comes his wife behind him. They must be going somewhere. Hi, guys! Those are some people that I met through that nice old lady that lives here that talked to us on Christmas. But anyway, I did my hair myself like always, and it turned out a little blue at the ends, but mostly it matches my natural root color. So hopefully here soon, I'll be able to cut off the little blue ends, and it'll be a more natural black. Now I am squinting because I hate obfuscating my face with sunglasses, but I'm gonna need to. Oh goodness. The last 2 mornings that I have come out here to do a morning walk, it has been so oppressively bright with the sun coming up over the hill there that I haven't been able to do one because it's just too damn bright for me. And I've been working on other stuff with my husband, getting the house cleaned up and cleared out over where his mother passed and all that. So I haven't had a lot of time. And today I said, well, as soon as the sun is out of its blind Yizz to death trajectory, I'm gonna go and make a morning walk video. So here I am. And it is sure beautiful today. The spring is in full bloom. You can see the lovely clouds. Look how gorgeous. And of course, this is a great spot to start my video because you can see the entirety of the nice side of the mountain holler. On the other side of the hill over there where I live, it's considerably less nice because there hasn't been millions of dollars worth of landscaping investment put over on my side of things. So, oh, hey, that's Henry. He comes here to visit sometimes. There's a music studio across the hill where they do bluegrass and gospel music and stuff. And that guy's from out of town. And I think his name's Henry, maybe Harry. I don't remember, but I know that he meets up with a couple of the people I know over there. And they do some kind of bluegrass. And I've heard him playing before, practicing. So anyway, this is a good place to start talking about what I wanted to talk about today. So we're just going to go on a nice walk. We're going to enjoy this beautiful spring morning. There's a gentle breeze. The dogs and the birds and everything are out making noises. It is just lovely here. I don't know if you could see them, but a bunch of birds just flew off that tree. And we are going to talk about positivity and engaging with regular folks around you about... Uh-oh. Loud vehicle coming. Okay, it's gone. Today, we're going to talk about positivity and how to talk to people around you in your everyday life about what matters to get them thinking about things in a more nationalistic, ethnocentric way. And the best way to do that is, I know that you guys hear me say it a lot, is with that Jason Kunigai's Go Free book and the lexicon in it. Primarily just 3 simple things. Using the word anti-white, using the word anti-whiteism, and saying the words hush crime when it comes to things that are unpalatable for the narrative in the news because of race and because of having to maintain and sustain, say it with me, anti-whiteism. Now, that doesn't mean that you just walk up to random people at work and start giving them a diatribe. No, what it means is whenever something comes up about sports, whenever you're talking about ugly things that may be happening that maybe guys at work are talking about on ESPN, or maybe the women at church, they're talking about some horrible thing that maybe one of them heard befell someone in South Africa, or about that tragedy that happened to that young boy in America, you can say, yeah, it's a hush crime. And they might say, what's that? Or just nod their head and agree. Either way, we'll stop at my favorite tree here. Either way, when you bring up hush crime or say hush crime, it's the perfect opportunity to drop a little wisdom about anti-white and anti-whiteism, how those words can be used. So let's use the boy that got abducted and killed as an example. Let's say you're at church and they bring that up. You can say, yeah, that's definitely a hush crime. And they'll say, what's that? And you can say, oh, well, you know, because of the race difference, because it was something terrible happening to a white person done by a non-white person. The media hushes that. They're not going to talk about that. That's anti-white, isn't it? Or maybe they'll quit back before you even finish talking, and they'll nod their head and be like, yeah, just that's how it is. And they might use the meme pathogen, which means the anti-white cancer in our normal lexicon and behavior that we have as whites here in the West, And they might say, yeah, that's racist or that's reverse racist, which gives you an excellent chance to say, no, it's anti-white. And we should call it exactly what it is. This is proof of systemic, or whatever you want to call it. I just use the word anti-whiteism on its own. I don't try to sound too academic around folks here. So I just say, it's anti-white. Let's just call it what it is, right, Sally, or right, Hank, or whoever you're talking to. And they'll probably nod their head and agree, because almost every time I do that, people nod their head and agree. And that's a good way to get people thinking on this. And it even works for things about gender lines, sexuality, that kind of thing too. Because this comes up a lot at my mom's church, where they talk about gay stuff and trans kids and transgenders in school sports and stuff like that. You can say it's anti-male, it's anti-female, you can say anti-science. A big part of what the Go Free Lexicon taught me is it's easy to reach people and get them all talking about something by not using the complex language of our oppressors. Oh, there's a cloud in front of the sun. I can take my glasses off. All right. I'm going to leave them up, though, just in case. It gives you a good opportunity to get people used to calling something by what it does, which I think is critically important. If people are used to saying, that's anti-white, that's anti-male, that's anti-West, that's anti-Christian, then they are empowering themselves by not using the names, not using the language of our enemies. I shouldn't say enemies. The language of the useful idiots, the language of our oppressors, the language of those that have been fooled. And it's an excellent way to plant seeds. Now, it's not like everybody at my mom's church talks like I do. Far from it. But I am planting good seeds in the people around me. I'm getting them used to using the word anti-white. They're used to hearing me say it. A lot of them agree, especially the men. Because I think in America especially, maybe everywhere in the West, I don't know. I think that white men, they have had the most natural awakening, let's say, to what's going on with things. So whenever I start saying anti-white or anti-male, pretty much every guy, at least around here, automatically gets it, knows where I'm coming from. So maybe you'll find it easier to approach men that way, I don't know. But I don't seem to have any trouble getting the women in my life to talk to me about this kind of thing either. Now, specifically about hush crimes, it's a good way when you live rural like I do. Most people that live rural have never lived in a big city and don't know what it's like in a big urban area. So to them, in their minds, they just assume that people are going to have bad eggs in every batch, right? And a good thing that you can use hush crimes to dispel that about is having some general statistics in your head about crime. But don't go hard on it. Just bring up and say, well, you know, if this many blank or that many blank in these big cities are the ones doing this crime, how come we only hear about it when it's the 1% or 0.5% times when it happens, and that's the only thing blasted to us on the news? That's why I call it a hush crime. And that way you can get people used to thinking about statistics in a very casual, light way without sounding like an egghead or a know-it-all, and without trying to browbeat people with statistics that'll just go over most people's heads and they won't care anyway. So I do my best to avoid direct numeric comparisons like, oh, well, you know, friend, the 13%. Well, you know, I don't do that. But it's good to say the majority or vast majority, or, you know, it's almost never this way. It's almost always this way. That is about as far as I go with statistical talk when it comes to this kind of thing. So maybe that's some good food for thought that'll help you guys with talking to people. So anyway, oh, I just got a warning on my phone that I'm starting to run out of hard drive space. It says, warning, you only have 1 hour of video left. Well, this isn't going to be anywhere close to an hour. I guess that means I need to finally purge the hard drive on this phone I've been using. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to talk about today, when it comes to language and approaching people, is how to segue into getting them used to using the word anti-whiteism, which I think is a critically important word that we all need to use instead of anything else. Instead of calling it, you know, social Marxism or critical race theory or anti-white racism or any of this, I think there's power in reclaiming and reinvigorating the word that we used to have and use, anti-whiteism. And I like to keep the picture on my phone of the the picture that, I forget, I think it might have been Final Blossom or somebody in the white well-being community took of the old 60s or 70s dictionary that had anti-white and anti-whiteism in it. That's a good thing to show to people, and if you have access to a book, I've been looking for one. I can't find an old dictionary because I'd like to have a hard copy to show people, but so far I just got pictures. And that's a good way to show people that we have a word for this that has been taken from us. And when you prove to good old people, especially like Southerners that live in wonderful shire-like places like where I live, it's really easy to convince people that something has value and merit if it used to exist and then somebody else that wasn't from around here took it away from us. That's a really strong card to play. And I don't know if that'll work for you and the people around you, but it certainly works for me. So I wanted to share that with you guys today. So I know that I've been talking pretty much nonstop, and I don't know, it feels good to be out here talking again. It's been a lovely few days here. It rained, it's been overcast a lot, but unfortunately I was either traveling or doing stuff with my husband working on the house, and I wasn't able to enjoy the overcast days, the few that we had to do my morning walks, and then it got too bright. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about my channel and what's coming up. As many of you know, I did a corner club with Mac and Liberty, which went up Saturday because I was suspended on YouTube from a channel strike for a week. Now, the Dragons of Discord that we did last week was also not aired on YouTube, and it will be going up tomorrow, which for those of you that don't know, I film these a day early or sometimes 2 days early. So this won't be airing until after tonight's Dragons of Discord. So you'll be seeing this Tuesday, even though it's Monday morning right now. So tonight's Dragons of Discord will be on YouTube like usual, but last week's episode wasn't, so it'll be uploaded either tomorrow or the next day. And that was with Don the Pleb, DC Perspective, and the Prudentialist. All names that you guys know. And we had a really lovely time, and we had some spicy treasure at the end that you'll definitely want to see. So definitely be sure to check that out later this week whenever I can get it up on my channel. And with that being said, the last thing about the channel is this week we have Intellectual Embargo. He's going to be the featured guest talking about his beautiful work and sharing his positivity and charms with us at the Corner Club this Friday. So you guys definitely make sure to tune in for that one. It'll be a lovely conversation. He was on tap recently, and it was either tap or an episode of Go Free, I forget. It was one of those two. But he had a lovely showing, and I really loved what he had to say. I love his positive videos. So I'm going to be sharing some of his work with you on Friday, and you can meet him. He's a lovely, positive man with a brilliant mind, and I think you'll all love him. So definitely tune in for that this coming Friday. Well, it's telling me that I've been talking for 13 minutes, so I guess you guys have gotten 2 scoops of my morning walk today. It's basically just been me talking nonstop because I'm energetic and feeling good today. But that being said, do you hate my hair? Do you like it? Let me know in the comments below. I don't particularly like it. That's why I started bleaching my hair forever ago. But I'm getting older and I want to look more natural. So this wash of powerful black will eventually fade away, and it'll just be my regular natural black hair color. But I'm gonna stick with it because I don't know, it's a lot of work. It's not much money if you buy your own chemicals, but it's a lot of work trying to keep platinum hair, and it's not natural. I'm gonna go with what's natural. So with that being said, I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. Uh-oh, the sun came back out. I better hide. I better get back here in the shade or I'm gonna melt. There we go. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Bye.